Angie on bonds, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so on the button below. Frequently asked question: will the government default? Hii serikali itatulipa kweli? You're talking about bonds. Will they actually pay us the coupons and the maturities of these bonds? Will they pay the loans that they owe? Now, good people, there are things we need to understand about bonds, and I feel like the main thing is to actually understand what bonds are, because I have seen people comparing bonds to tenders and government services that haven't been paid, and you're putting them on the same level. No, you need to understand what treasury bonds are. If you still haven't read about the bonds, please go to this video and learn more on what bonds are and how they operate. Now, let me read out a few facts, and this is my very personal opinion. First of all, government bonds are at the lowest risk, or among the lowest risk when it comes to risk of default. In fact, the book sets them at 0% risk. I mean, the risk factor is quite low compared to other investments. That's according to the book. Fact number 2, Kenya has never defaulted in any bond payment. We have received all the coupons timely and all the maturities. So the government of Kenya is yet, and I don't expect it to default. I'm not saying that it won't or it can't. I'm just saying as a fact that it has never defaulted before. So you see, bonds are a loan by the government through the CBK. Bonds are not just a loan where the money is collected by individuals. I mean, there's a system that runs the country. I've seen people asking, huyu mtu atakula pesa yetu yote. No. There's a system that runs a country, and you need to understand that for a fact. So yes, another fact is that we are in a tight place right now. Yes, the loans are many, the obligations are a lot, and we have lots of loans to pay as a government. But it's the situation all over. In fact, most of the major governments in the world are the ones leading in debt. So it's not something about Kenya or African countries. It's just that it's an economic thing going on, and you need to understand what's happening in the worldwide economy so that you understand what bonds are and what's gonna happen. So is the government doing anything about it? We all know there's a Eurobond bullet payment coming up in June, and I know many people are worried, will we be able to settle that as a government? There are measures putting in place to do that. We've seen they've just issued some notes, some dollar-denominated notes. They're doing something about it. We have the lead advisors, the Citibank, the Standard Bank. They're working around that because they need to settle that Eurobond. So we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. But yes, they're doing something about it. So all I can say, you need to follow what's going on currently. We've seen the IMF, the World Bank coming in. We've seen grants, we've seen loans coming in. And all this is to save the situation. So is there something being done? Yes. Are we in a bad place? Yes. That doesn't mean we panic. Remember, the markets are driven by emotions, largely by emotions. You can find that the emotions are the ones even driving the rates up or down. But yes, there's something being done on it. So personally, I don't expect any default. So before you panic, please get to understand what bonds and bills are and how they operate. Like, for example, do you know that the biggest holders of these bonds are banks, banking institutions? So if you keep telling the bondholders that they are at risk, but you have your money in a bank, what are you even saying? Some of your money in the bank is also in the same bond, so you're also exposed. Who else holds these bonds in large sums? We have pension funds, we have parastatals, we have insurance companies. So if you have your money in insurance, part of it goes to the bonds. You're also exposed in case of a default. We have these big institutions that have invested in these bonds. So you need to understand who are holders of these bonds, so that in case of a default, what will happen? It's not a simple thing of, oh, there's a default and you guys who are holding bonds, you won't get paid. It's not as simple as that. It will just peel down to so many things. All the sectors in this economy will be affected. I don't think the people in charge will wait to see that, because it will really affect everyone in this economy. All I'm saying is that I'm really hopeful that we don't default. I don't think we're gonna default, because there are measures in place and they're doing something to settle the coupons that are due or the maturities that are due, and so far we haven't seen a delay or a default. And I'm just hopeful, and I don't think there's gonna be any default. But let's talk on the comment section and let me hear what you have to say about this. Thank you.